Hey folks, Joe Rivas here, the San Diego mortgage guy, and happy Friday. I believe it's the 16th, ready for a long 3-day weekend if you're one of the fortunate ones to get President's Day off. If you're in real estate or in mortgages like I am, you'll probably be working anyway. But anyway, I want to chat with you about three things. First of all, the movie All About Steve. Secondly, open house games. And then third, I want to talk about Robert Greene's The 33 Strategies of War. So let's go on. Now for Valentine's Day, we didn't do anything spectacular, but I gave my wife Angel a very nice card with some sincere sentiments inside that I wrote out, didn't leave it up to Hallmark. And then I also gave her favorite candy from C's Candy, but she one-upped me. So she got us the Works Pizza from Felipe's Pizza, and then also a 6-pack of Corona. And so we settled down for a nice meal, and then we watched the movie All About Steve. Now, the All About Steve is with Sandra Bullock, and basically she creates crossword puzzles for her local newspaper, and she falls in love or really likes this one guy who's a camera guy for a news group, and she follows him all across the country. Very funny, very hilarious. My 2 thumbs up. But what that had me do was the next day I created my own personal crossword puzzle. I'm not sure if you saw the post, and if you didn't, scroll up a little bit and maybe you'll see it. But it's my own personal crossword puzzle inspired by Sandra Bullock and the movie. Great movie, by the way. That also reminded me that what I used to do when I went to visit open houses, in fact this weekend I'm going to be hitting about 10 open houses. I don't RSVP. Basically what I do is I show up. I don't bring snacks like some of the LOs do, but I do bring 3 things, one of which is a game. The first thing that I bring, I posted about this before, is the 5 surefire open house tips on following up. You know, the Monday thing, the Wednesday, Thursday, the following Monday, and then the drip campaign. Then the second thing that I do, and it looks like I might have to be updating this because of the rates, but second thing I do is my rate guide. Now, all of this does is just the principal and interest. It doesn't have APR, doesn't have the closing costs or anything, but it's a good guide for realtors when they're talking about their buyers. Talks about, I go from 3.5 to 5.5, and then I do 400, 455, 550, 6, and 650 as far as loan amounts to let you know what the estimated, well, not estimated, but the principal and interest are. Again, without taxes, without insurance, HOA, MLO rules. It's not an APR thing, but it's most these agents are very happy to get. And then the last thing I do, again inspired by the movie that I watched on Wednesday with my wife, was basically I do a word search, and all I did, the same word search that I've been handing out before, I just updated, and it basically says, why use the San Diego mortgage guy for your next purchase or refinance? And then they have words that are like leadership, options, referral, support, transparency. You know, it does their own thing. So if I piqued your interest and you would like your own word search, just let me know. I can just put your information up here, or if you have specific things about you, let me know and I'll get this out to you. Nextly, I'm also going to be, along with those 10 open houses that I'm going to be visiting, I'm also going to be visiting, knocking on the door this weekend to 15 expireds. Now, I did a post on this as well, and I told you that I hit probably the same list that you do, but what I do is a little bit different. I tell them right away that I'm not an agent. Tell them right away that if they ask, I do ask them if they relisted. If they have, I wish them good luck. If they haven't, I talk about, you know, debt consolidation or cash out refinances. But really what I try to do is target those who are going to say, no, we want to relist, but we haven't thought of somebody. And then I refer it out to my realtor partner, whoever is in that zip code at that time. So that's what I do. We'll talk to you about that stuff. The last thing I want to talk about, like is what I started with, was Robert Greene's book, The 33 Strategies of War. Now, I told you that for 2018, I'm going to be talking, or rather, I'm going to be reading, actually listening to, because I do Audible, to 3 books a month. For February, I'm doing Relentless. I'm doing the 33 Strategies of War, and then I'm going to finish up with Crushing It by Gary Vee. So on this one, chapter 13 on the 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene, talks about being a grand strategist, just kind of like a grandmaster for a chess player. You know, in chess, definitely in war, and definitely for us in business. You've got to think 3 to 4 moves out. You can't just plan the next move. You might have to lose a little battle, but you want to win the war. So what I thought about this is that this is very akin to posting on Facebook, posting Facebook ads, so to speak. Now, I had a recent experience where I helped a young couple purchase a home, and now they are free them up to just talk about or think about planning their wedding. So what I was thinking is that if I did a 4-pronged approach using the grand strategist approach, this is what it would kind of look like. And if you're an agent, you could probably use this as well. First of all, the first post is basically saying that I would do a post that would, for newly married or engaged renters who may be looking to buy, or maybe not even thinking about it yet, but who may be looking to buy in the next 6 to 12 months about purchasing a home. It would be very general, should be fun, and definitely it's got to be video. Now the second post would target those who actually touched on the first post and answer a couple of questions that they would have, like how do I qualify for the loan, or the loan process, or if you're an agent, the home buying process. Some upfront costs like appraisals and home inspections. Unfortunately, a lot of the people that I talked to weren't aware of that. Third-party closing costs, some lender costs like processing and underwriting, and then the prepaids, which is always a surprise to some, taxes, insurance, and then the per diem interest. And in the third post, I would do an interview with with myself and with a realtor partner. I would go over the loan process. She or he would go over the home buying process, and we would give a little bit more insightful information as to what it is or how it is, the process of buying a home. And then being a grand strategist, going 3-4 posts out, the fourth post would be the one where we would invite them to either meet with us at the office or to a home buying workshop. And in this post, it's appropriate to ask for their name, their email, and possibly their phone number so that we can send the invitations out or email them to invite them to come down. Now, in the end, you should have some pretty good quality prospects, and you might even pick up some along the way. But we have to remember, like in the grand strategist theory, the concept, it's planning 3 or 4 posts out, and it's a marathon. It's definitely not a sprint. It's not something that you're going for the kill on the first one. You might get lucky. You might get a few on the first post, second post, but really it's a long haul. It's here for the long haul. So there you have it. We chatted all about Steve. We give it 4 thumbs up because it's my 2 plus Angel's 2 because we laughed so hard. It was a great movie. Highly recommend that you watch it with your significant other. We talked about open house games. Like I said, I go visit open houses. I give them a couple of items. So if you saw something you like, email me, call me, text me, and I'll get that out to you. And then also we talked about being a grand strategist, taken from the 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. Now, like I said in the beginning, if you're one of the fortunate few who has Monday off because of President's Day, have a great long weekend. If you're in the real estate or mortgage business, most likely you're going to be doing some sort of work. So I'll see you on Monday. This is Joe Rivas, the San Diego mortgage guy. You guys take care.